Welcome viewers, welcome to the new lesson from Dr. Arts Biology. If you did not subscribe the channel, you can just click on the subscribe button and bell icon. Welcome students, in this lesson we are going to learn about heteropolysaccharide. Hope you have already watched the video which discuss about homopolysaccharides and then only you are coming here. We know that heteropolysaccharides are polysaccharide composed of more than one type of monosaccharides or the monosaccharide derivatives. Most of the heteropolysaccharides are protective in function. As per the syllabus, we have to learn about two types of heteropolysaccharides that are hyaluronic acid and chondroitin sulfate. So let us move to the hyaluronic acid first. Hyaluronic acid is a non-sulfated linear heteropolysaccharide. From the name non-sulfated, it means there is no sulfate present in the hyaluronic acid that is normally present in most of the other types of heteropolysaccharides. It's a linear polysaccharide. That means there is no branching happening in hyaluronic acid. So we can say hyaluronic acid is a non-sulfated linear heteropolysaccharide. So heteropolysaccharide, we know that there should be more than one type of component. So what are the components of hyaluronic acid? Hyaluronic acid is formed of equimolar quantities of alternating units of glucuronic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. Glucuronic acid is nothing but the oxidation product of glucose. We know that when monosaccharide undergo oxidation, it will be resulting in acid, and when it undergo reduction, it will be resulting in alcohol. So glucuronic acid is the oxidized product. Now, where the oxidation happens? There are two possibilities for glucose to undergo oxidation. The first carbon and the sixth carbon. Glucuronic acid is the oxidation that happened in sixth carbon. Okay, now the second component is N-acetyl glucosamine. From the name itself, we can see that it is an acetylamine derivative of glucose. Here, at the second carbon of glucose, there will be acetylamine attached instead of OH. So you can find it here at the second carbon, we can find NH, double bond O, CH3. So how these particular two components are linked? The linkage from glucosamine is beta-1,4. That means the first carbon of beta N-acetyl glucosamine is linked with the fourth carbon of beta glucuronic acid. And the linkage from glucuronic acid is beta-1,3. That means the first carbon of beta glucuronic acid is linked with the third carbon of beta N-acetyl glucosamine. So that's about the structural features of hyaluronic acid. Now let us see the functional properties of hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a widely distributed polysaccharide universally present in connective tissues. In human beings, it is found in large amount in skin, vitreous humor of eye, umbilical cord of newborns, synovial fluid of joints, cartilage, etc. Normally, hyaluronic acid is found in association or it will be existing as complexes with the proteins. The main function of hyaluronic acid is to provide support by binding water in intermolecular spaces. In case of the hyaluronic acid, we can see that water can easily bind to it. When you are applying a force, the energy in the force will be utilized to remove the water molecules from hyaluronic acid. That is how it can act as a shock absorber. So when you are pressing your foot on the ground, what will happen? You are applying force at the joint, and the force will be taken by the hyaluronic acid to remove the water molecule from it. And the remaining force will be applied to the next segment of your joint. So that's why you are not having pain when you are pressing your foot over the earth. Okay. The hyaluronic acid serves as intercellular biological cement to hold cells together. Hyaluronic acid forms a jelly-like matrix around cells which functions as biological filter to exclude microbes and large molecules from entering the cell. So it is a kind of second level of protection. So we can see that the microbes and other large molecules are prevented from entry into the cell with the help of jelly-like matrix formed of hyaluronic acid around the cell. In skeletal joints, it may give the synovial fluid lubricating and shock-absorbing properties that we have discussed already. So these are the main functions of hyaluronic acid. Now let us move to the chondroitin sulfate. Chondroitin sulfate is identical to hyaluronic acid, except what? So except the fact that instead of glucosamine, there will be galactosamine sulfate. So the presence of glucuronic acid is there in both chondroitin sulfate and hyaluronic acid. So they are differ from each other with the fact that instead of glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate contains N-acetyl galactosamine sulfate. So we can just say that it is a sulfated linear heteropolysaccharide. Now let us see how the molecules are linked in chondroitin sulfate. The linkage from N-acetyl galactosamine is beta-1,4. That means the first carbon of beta-N-acetyl galactosamine is linked with the fourth carbon of beta-glucuronic acid. And the linkage from glucuronic acid is beta-1,3 glycosidic bond. That means the first carbon of beta-glucuronic acid is linked with the third carbon of beta-N-acetyl galactosamine. So that's about the structure of chondroitin sulfate. So we have to keep in mind that chondroitin sulfate will be varying from each other with regard to the fact that which carbon of N-acetyl galactosamine contains the sulfate group. So it can be fourth carbon, just like the carbon that is present, just like in the figure that is given. It's a kind of chondroitin sulfate A. So it can be chondroitin 6 sulfate. This is chondroitin 4 sulfate. It can be chondroitin 6 sulfate, etc. So that also you have to keep in mind. The structure given is an example for chondroitin sulfate only, not the entire chondroitin sulfate. Let us see the significance of chondroitin sulfate. First of all, the chondroitin sulfate is the parent substance of the heteropolysaccharide chondroitin sulfate A, B, C. Chondroitin sulfate B is otherwise known as the dermatan sulfate. Chondroitin sulfate are most abundant acidic heteropolysaccharides in animal tissues. In human beings, they are found in skin, bone tissue, cartilage, tracheal tissue, aorta, arteries, etc. In case of aorta, we can see a specific function done by the chondroitin sulfate B. That is, it acts as the anticoagulant. Dermatan sulfate, otherwise chondroitin sulfate B, is having anticoagulative properties. We know what is meant by anticoagulative properties. It is preventing blood from coagulation. It is preventing blood from clotting. So that the smooth running of blood will be happening through the aorta. So in that way, dermatan sulfate is supporting aorta and arteries for the blood flow. So that's about chondroitin sulfate and the heteropolysaccharide. So we have to keep in mind that for the university examination, you will be getting both 2 mark and 4 mark questions under this particular topic. Among these, hyaluronic acid is most important because it can solely come as a 4 mark question describing structure and function of hyaluronic acid. Hope you understood the concept well. Better you watch the video again and ensure that you have learned it right now itself. Thank you for watching.